What's going on YouTube? Mark AT back again as your host. In my last video, I featured a general video on legal ways to make money in Clark County. I wanted to expand on the fishing portion more as it was requested quite heavily. Let's go into more detail today, starting with acquiring a fishing license and a fishing pole. Head on down to the Q Mart located in Mercy. You can acquire the items elsewhere, but for this video, I'm just going to show you guys one option. You can get a fishing pole for $100 and a license for $50. Make sure you get the license unless you would like to pay a fine and possibly jail time. I'll explain the ways the laws work later on and what kinds of fish you can legally fish for and the fish that you cannot fish for. I would then recommend driving to a quiet place next to a body of water. Do not fish in the popular areas as you'll be messed with for your fish among other things. It's just not worth it. For the video, I drove up the coast and found a spot where nobody would mess with me. Whether you like fishing or not, I say it's a pretty good way to make money. It can get boring at times, as you will see multiple times in the clip that I went several times catching nothing. If you're unsure how to do the fishing motion, simply click in the water with your pole. It can get glitchy at some point, so if that happens, just try again. Then wait till you see a visible splash, then click your mouse. The GUI will then return a result saying you either caught a fish or nothing. It will also tell you the exact name so you can see whether it's legal or not. Let's discuss the legality of fishing. Firstly, ensure you have a fishing license. You're required to display your license to a conservation officer. Anyone is eligible to fish and get a license. Some fish are caught in saltwater while others are being found in freshwater. As for the list of prohibited fish to sell, they include pearl fish 20, 24 or 30 pounds, mini shark of 40, 50 or 60 pounds, undersized fish, salmon under 8 pounds, trout below 12 pounds, clam below 1 pound, as well as oversized fish of bass of 16 pounds or more, lobster of 4 pounds or more, and sturgeon of 50 pounds or more. I know that it's an intensive list, so I provided a list of all regulations, and you're welcome to visit that sheet at any time. It's also important to note that you cannot fish on land, waterways, or fish habitat protected by the Director of Paw or Senate. If you accidentally acquire a fish that is unlawful to capture, you are to release it right away. If you are caught engaging in illegal fishing activity, you are liable to have you or your vehicles to be searched for illegal fish. There are also some funny other laws that include an unlawful disposure of a motor vehicle in a fish habitat. Don't go hiding your vehicles in the water or park them there as you can be charged. Personally, I thought this was a funny addition and one I was not expecting to find in the law database. I headed on down to the port area by lander to see if I could catch any saltwater fish. I would recommend going to the route I show here to avoid any disturbances from people. It provided for a nice view as well as a cool scenic route you could drive on. This was the most rural area I could find that you can get to by a vehicle that provides access to the ocean. You're free to go wherever you would like, but I would heavily recommend going this way. Just be careful not to speed as you can crash your vehicle into the water and be far away from a car dealer or help to be transported out of the area. Once you arrive, repeat the same motions. I ended up catching the same fish as I did in the freshwater, which was a bluegill. They are primarily found in freshwater, but you can sometimes find them in saltwater, so it wasn't too unrealistic to find this happening. I also caught a bass, which can also be found in both types of environments. As far as saltwater fish you can get is primarily the mini shark. I would like to see some more saltwater exclusive fish such as full-size sharks, tuna, and blue tang. These are classic saltwater fish which are nowhere to be found in this Clark Ocean. Could you imagine trying to poach a large shark on your back? That would create for a funny interaction of trying to hide it while you could sell it to a poacher. Tuna is another highly popular fish to eat. Tuna are fast swimmers and are economically important in commercial and sport fishing. A blue tang because they're popular because of the movie Finding Nemo. Who doesn't want to see that? Of course, there are other fish I would like to see, for example, groupers, angelfish, and lionfish. We will have to see if these will be included in a future update. Another idea for fishing could include a boating update. Not only would this create a load of other possibilities, but it would also be a good update to fishing itself. The farther you go out to sea, the more exotic fish you can get. Also, it would be less challenging to capture more fish. Other ways it could be a positive update is for boat pursuits, boat races, underwater tours, and just another mode of transportation. The possibilities could be endless, and if there's one thing I would do, it would be to include this not just because of what I think, but because it really hasn't been done before. It would help to separate this game from the rest. Wrapping up this fish career path, I think it has a positive backbone with a lot of room for improvements that I mentioned earlier. Once you're done fishing or you filled up your inventory, go on down to the Mercy Fish Station and sell your fish. A quick tip would be bring a large vehicle to prevent more trips further wasting your time. I sold my 12-pound bass for $300 and my 2 bluegills for $75 each. Overall, I made my money back and then some. If you just want to do this to pass some time or make it into a job, I'd say you'd be more than pleased with the result. It can get boring at times as there was periods where I caught nothing, but you must remain patient. You could also create a fishing business and have people work for you. Just be careful as there are more laws that you must abide by. Thank you all for watching and be sure to like and subscribe. Peace!